We're pleased to welcome to Open Door Donna Dabbs. She is the Executive Director of the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival. Donna, how are you today?
I'm doing well today, Vince. Just getting ready for the big kickoff.
Okay, all right. Well, we're excited about the film festival this year. We're excited because it's going to happen. A lot of other festivals have gotten canceled because of the present condition of things, but you're able to move forward and you're going to do it a different kind of way. So start by telling us how G-Cuff this year will be different from last year.
Well, this year, G-Cuff, the offering will be 90% virtual. So that means online. People have to log on to access the schedule on the platform. And our website, gcuff.org, holds all the information. There's a virtual schedule, there's a program guide, there are all the things that people are typically used to using to find out what's going on at the festival. This year, it's just all online. The other thing we were able to do is take advantage of the resurgence of the drive-in theater. And we're going to have 2 nights at the Mayfield Road Drive-In out in Chardon on Friday, September 11th, and Saturday, September 12th. We'll be outside enjoying films in a safe way.
Okay. And talk about some of the content that you'll be having in the festival. Are there any films that will stand out?
Yeah, I love documentaries. So there are lots of documentary films where people can, learn something new or get a slice of history. There's quite a few offerings of free events. There's some panels, some workshops, some screenings by our student filmmakers. So there's pretty much something for everyone on the platform. Comedies. I think there's even a couple things in the horror genre. So just like, every year we offer a plethora of films. This year I think we have quite a few more international films. I think there's films from probably 10 different countries represented in the festival this year.
Okay. And what's going to happen opening night?
Opening night, opening night is sponsored by ARP, which they're a proud supporter every year. But this year we're featuring The Best of Enemies, and we're going to have a talk back with the director and a few of the important people behind the film. The story is about a community come together over segregation, and the community activists and the leader of the KKK, they're at odds, but they become friends after, a series of events of working together and being adversaries and that type of thing. It stars Taraji P. Henson, and it's really a great story. It's a based on true event story.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking through your brochure, and I'm looking at this custom pair of Air Force Ones. Talk to us about this raffle that you're doing.
Yes. Well, we always like to have some type of art exhibit or art engagement, artist engagement. So this year we thought we couldn't have an art exhibit, but we got an artist to do a custom shoe for us that we're going to raffle off. So people can buy raffle tickets. They get 5 chances to win for every raffle entry. And then they get to get a pair of those sneakers in their own size. That winner will be drawn on September 18th, too. And then it'll probably take a couple of weeks for them to get their own shoe.
Okay.
And I like the shoe so much, I decided we're going to do that every year. So every year we'll have a custom Air Force One sneaker design.
What was it about Air Force Ones?
It's just a shoe the designer uses, and it's a nice, sleek, some tennis shoes have a whole lot going on, but it's just a nice, sleek, well-fitting shoe.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at some of the films that you're going to be screening specifically on September 11th and September 12th. And these are films that will be at the drive-in theater. So you're screening Shaft and Girls Trip, and it's the new Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson. And, of course, Girls Trip, the film that Tiffany Haddish really had her breakout performance. And then on the next night, you're doing a throwback. Talk about the throwback films that you chose.
Well, our history is important, and the 1970s were full of a lot of films we produced. So we were looking for two films that were upbeat, funny, represented our culture, but still were relevant to today. So Uptown Saturday Night, a lot of people probably haven't seen it. I grew up at a time where I think we actually went to the drive-in to see it. But it's just a comedy that's full of a lot of celebrities that I think people enjoy. The other film, Five on the Black Hand Side, probably hasn't been seen as much, but it's still just as hilarious and timely about the subject matter. So they're really two good films that project us in a positive way while making fun of the culture at the same time.
Okay. And the panel discussion...
You've seen both of those, right?
I'm sorry?
You've seen both of those, right?
Yeah, I've seen both of them, and I love both films. As a matter of fact, my memory is failing me right now, but I watched a film with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby a couple weeks ago online, and Jimmy Walker was in it, and he played the role of a boxer named Bootney Farnsworth, and they hypnotized him, and he was an unlikely... You remember that film?
Yes, I remember that film. Because there was a trifecta of those films. I can't remember the name of it, but yes.
I think it was Let's Do It Again, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, and then there was a third one.
Yeah.
I think it was 73, 74, and 75, those three films.
Yes.
Like, they followed each other.
Yeah, and it was really a joy.
So, yeah, and then we're encouraging...
Go ahead.
And we're encouraging people to dress up. So if you're coming out, you got to, go dig out some bell bottoms and
right.
And join us.
Yes. And I see you have a live music soundtrack that's being provided by Forecast. Tell me how that's going to work.
Well, that starts at probably about 6:30. So the drive-in opens up at 6. The film doesn't start, of course, till it's dark. So typically, which is about 8:10. So typically, there's some type of entertainment. You want people to, kind of settle in and get in the groove a little bit. So we decided to get Forecast, which is a good local jazz band, to come out and play for us. So that's going to happen like right before the movie starts, and people can bring their chairs and sit out in front of their cars. The cars will be spaced apart, so it won't be at total capacity. But we have a little bit of space left for people to buy tickets.
Okay. And lastly, talk about the panel discussions that you're going to have. What will be the subject matter and who will be involved?
We've got a couple planned. There's a few things for actors, a few things for filmmakers. The filmmakers going to, typically we have a filmmakers breakfast where they come and network and hear from a speaker. Well, this year it's a filmmakers lounge event because a lot of our filmmakers might be on the West Coast. We don't want them to have to get up at the crack of dawn to enjoy something. So the Film Commission, two people from the Greater Cleveland Film Commission, Evan Miller and Mike Wynn, are going to be our guests. There'll be some networking. There's also a workshop for actors. So if someone's interested in acting or an actor, they can jump on. Top Actor Studio is joining us this year, and they're going to tell us all about, how people can hone their craft a little bit better. And they'll be on with a few of their instructors with a live Q&A and a chat back. We're going to hear from Gil Robertson, who's the president of the African American Film and Critics Association. He's going to talk about his history, his career, the importance of film critics, Black film critics, and, how to become one. So that's a small offering of what we have. And then we have a couple sessions for the student symposium, their student groups making film, and we have our own youth group, G-Cuff Links. It's about 10 young filmmakers who've learned the craft. I think they have probably about 11 projects in the festival this year.
Okay. Could you talk about briefly the importance of Black cinema?
Oh, we have a history of a lot of good Black cinema. It's important, like for any culture, that stories be captured and, it preserves part of history. That's just one aspect of it. The other is just the promotion of your culture and showing your lives in different light. So, Black films matter is our theme this year, because we're just making a statement. Not that no one else's films matter, but it's just like that statement of confidence that we are here and we're going to stand strong and stand tall and be recognized. So it's just another way to make sure we're preserving cinema and moving it forward and having a place where, our films can be shown and shared. So there's so much content and so many things out there, but not as many opportunities for our films to be seen. So it's really important that our festivals survive. It's really important that our filmmakers have a place where they can network and thrive, and a platform where their films can be shown. Because as we look back in the 70s and see that there's a wealth of Black cinema that you very rarely see nowadays. So, our stations that show these films and festivals that show these films are really important to keep our culture alive and thriving.
Yes. Well, you have definitely provided an opportunity for our stories to be told. I say over and over and over again how important it is for us to determine the narrative and not allow others to determine the narrative for us. So I commend you for organizing this festival and persevering through the challenging times that we're living through. How many films are you screening this year?
Well, I sort of lost count. We were at 75, but when you get near the end, there's always a one or two more that, you find and you want to squeeze in. So we're probably hovering between all the shorts and the features. We're probably hovering somewhere right around 80 films.
Okay. And your festival takes place over the space of 9 days.
9 days, September 10th through September 18th.
Okay. I know it may be
and we're already planning our comeback for next year, too.
Okay.
So
okay.
2021 will be our 10th year, so we really want to have a grand celebration. Because, as you said, it's been a milestone and a monumental task to keep this going and growing every year.
Okay. Well, I was just going to ask you about the future. I know that it's kind of soon to predict how you do it next year. We may be in a different place with respect to all of the things that we're required to do right now, but I'm pleased to hear that you plan to do it again next year, and I would certainly be disappointed, as everyone else would, if it didn't happen. But is it too soon to say whether or not it would be virtual or a hybrid version of what you're doing this year?
Well, I think it's fair to say we certainly will be doing a hybrid. We know that we can do a festival virtually. We know we can go to the drive-in. What we don't know is, when we can get back to the cinema. But, learning what we've learned this year about producing a festival in this way, I think there's a place for all of it. So I know we can do this, what we're doing next year, but I'm hopeful that, we'll be able to get out and enjoy a social space safely. In the cinema, there's nothing like watching a movie on the big screen.
Right.
There's nothing like it. With the sound and in the theater, even if you've seen it 100 times, the experience of seeing that film on a big screen with an audience. So many times I watch a film by myself, and it's very different when I watch it in the theater with a group of people, because more people are reacting, they're laughing, you get caught up in how everybody else is emotionally connected to the film, and that becomes part of your experience. So there's no replacement for that except for going to the theater.
Absolutely. Well, I can hear your passion for film in your voice. And again, I'm very happy that you're doing what you're doing. I would encourage everyone to take advantage of this great festival. I'm actually looking forward to having one of my films in this festival in the future, and it may be sooner than later. Let's hope, right?
Yes, let's absolutely hope.
Okay. Well, with that, Donna
we'll look
Dabbs,
forward to that.
Yes. With that, I would like to thank you for joining us on Open Door. And again, the Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival, September 10th through the 18th, 2020. You can go online. Tell folks how they can take advantage of this great festival.
Everything's online at gcuff.org, or you just Google Greater Cleveland Urban Film Festival, and it'll bring you right to our website.
with that, thanks again for joining us. We'll be back with more Open Door right after this on 95.9 FM.